What's up everyone, Lord Ryujin wanting to talk to you real quick about an idea that's been running through my head lately, and I just wanted to go ahead and get it out there because I'm tired of thinking about it, I'm tired of mulling it over, and I figured if I talk about it through a video that it'll be out of my head and it'll be done. And of course you can always feel free to put your 2 cents in the comments down below. Love to hear what you have to think about it. But I've been thinking lately about the NX. I'm sure that something's going to be released about it soon. If it hasn't already, I haven't exactly been keeping up with the media lately. But I had been thinking about some ideas as far as what I wanted to see from features, and I try to do the occasional videos whenever I think about this stuff to sort of just cover, look, this is stuff that I think that would be really cool. And I also wanted to talk about games, and I had something that came to mind here lately because I had to think about, well, if they're not going to keep the Wii name, because more likely Nintendo is going to go away from the Wii name. Unless, of course, they just make it abundantly clear by calling it like the Wii 3 or something like that, that this is a new system with the same name. They're going to be losing some things. Like, they won't be able to do a Wii Sports, obviously. They may do a Nintendo Sports, they won't have a Wii Fit anymore. They may have to do a Nintendo Fit, and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Because it's going to be kind of hard for them to continue to move on with like the Wii Sports and the Wii Fit names that made the Wii what it is without that Wii name. But I did think of something. And I'm going to officially just call it Nintendoland 2, because it seems to me that Nintendoland was a good idea. It wasn't properly executed, but it did have its promises. And what I want to see from Nintendoland 2, if they end up doing it, is something like a Mario Maker kind of thing, or even like a theme park game. If you remember Theme Park back in the day, basically make it like a sim, create your own game kind of thing. Now, to me, create your own games like Super Mario Maker are a cop-out. It's basically just saying we are too lazy to create levels ourselves, so here you go, you make some levels. But the idea of a Nintendoland 2, I think, could work, because they wouldn't have to necessarily give the player all the freedom, but as much freedom as they wanted. What do I mean by that? Well, let's think of something like Super Mario Maker for an example. You already have these amiibos, you already have all this stuff in play. What better way to use them in the future than to allow for amiibo support for this? So let's say that, I don't know, someone gets really hooked on Breath of the Wild. And they really want to create an entire theme park around this. In Nintendo Land 2 they could. They just have to tap the amiibos, they get the appropriate statues of like Wolf Link or whatever, and then they can go and put them up wherever they want, display them wherever, and sort of create the central hub area to anybody that visits it can talk about it, rate it, love it, play the Zelda games and stuff like that. I would suggest maybe 3 or 4 games, but offer them separately as DLC for like newer ones. And I think that this would be really good, because you can take something like the Donkey Kong Crash Course that was in Nintendoland, for example, and people could go nuts creating their own Donkey Kong Crash Course level, basically designing it from scratch, making sure that they can beat it, uploading it, and having other people then come into their theme park to play this. And if they really like it, it gets rated, and maybe they get so many points or whatever like that that they can use towards a shop or whatever. You get what I'm saying, to then be able to create more stuff. So it can kind of work out to where Nintendoland and Mario Maker kind of meet, and people can create their own theme parks. There can be a central hub, of course, for all the main basic games that you offer straight from the packet. But then maybe someone could say, well, look, I created an entire Ocarina of Time theme. Let's go over here, let's play the new Zelda Battle Quest levels that I created or whatever, with all these enemies set up and these bushes and stuff like that. And you can be the archer and I'll be the sword person, and we'll do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have all kinds of really great and neat ideas come forward from the people that would want to play it. And of course, this could easily be used with a tablet support or even a gamepad if you wanted to keep that going forward. But I mean, it works. It's something that could generate a lot of buzz. And you're talking about just one game for the NX. We're not even talking about the other ideas that I have for games that Nintendo could possibly do. But with Nintendoland, there was a lot of promise there. I mean, you had people that were already walking around that posted to the Miiverse and stuff like that. So to have people come live time into your theme park, or have it to where it can be open 24/7, people can visit any time, or you can even set up specific hours. For me, it's open from 6 to 6 or something, for an example. And you can talk to these people in live time, and they can rate it or whatever. They can come visit even while you're away, and they can try these games and stuff like that. It seems like it's a really neat idea, at least to me. And then people can continue to use their amiibos, to where if you have Legend of Zelda amiibos or Mega Man amiibos, you can design these games. And it also works out great to where you can drop a lot. You know, like, rather than worry about, well, what are we going to do with Wii Party, because we don't have the Wii name anymore, take those ideas that you would have had, put it into Nintendoland 2. And allow people to then create, well, you know, maybe they can create a Mega Man-esque board game with all these Mega Man themes and all these different stuff like that, and they can modify these games to work around a specific theme or around a specific amiibo or something like that. I think it has a lot of potential. Now, I know that there are some people that were not crazy about the Wii U, but I thought that the Wii U had a lot of promise. And I'm going to talk about that later. I plan to do a separate video about how I think the Wii U missed its potential and some of the things that it could have done that I think could have really have helped it more. But the Wii U was a good system. And people tend to forget that for that first year that it was out, it was, from a spec point of view anyway, the best console out. And yeah, sure, a lot of the balls were dropped and stuff like that, but now that Nintendo is doing DLC and they seem to be going more towards online stuff, they can have a potential to really take the Nintendoland idea. And even if they want to rebrand it and maybe call it Nintendo Theme Park or something like that, they really have the potential to take that idea and rework it and make it better. You know? Make it towards online, and rather than you're stuck to the same 9 or 10 whatever games that Nintendo decides to give you, they can offer you more. They can do DLC to where you can get, like, imagine if you could take like Nintendo Badge Arcade for an example, mix a little bit of Mario Maker in there and throw that into a Nintendoland kind of thing, to where you can basically earn these posters and these statues, and you can put them wherever you want within the confines of it. Because Nintendoland, when you got the different accessories that you could get to that little Plinko game, they just kind of popped up wherever, you know. Yeah, sure, you could change the music, and yeah, sure, you can change whether it was night or day and stuff like that, but that was minor. You know, if you could have it to where it works off of the clock, and when it's night in your region, it's night in your theme park, and it can be like real lifetime stuff somehow. And again, I'm able to move these things around to where I can basically make it how I want, or even if I want to make like a maze for people to do for like a Mario Chase kind of thing, and I can create my own mazes and all this stuff and then try them out with friends online. I think that it would have a lot of great potential. But that's just me, and that's my 2 cents. I'm going to try to wrap this up, because I can keep going on and on about my point, but I think that I made it relatively clear. I think that a Nintendo Land 2, using the premise of like a Super Mario Maker, with maybe a little bit of a Nintendo Badge Arcade kind of thing, to where you can get different accessories through shops and through different little mini games and stuff like that, try to then continue to customize your theme park. I think can open up a lot of doors for Nintendo Land, and I think that it can be something that could really show people what the NX could be capable of if they do it properly. But that's just my 2 cents. Make sure that you share your thoughts in the comments down below about what you think about this. Do you think I'm just crazy for even thinking that Nintendo Land 2 should even exist? Or do you think that there's some promise with these ideas? And as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. I always can appreciate all the viewers and support that I can get. And I'll see you next time. stick around. Hopefully we'll be doing some really interesting topics hopefully soon. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.